This example, we will calculate productivity in the multi-factor measures. So here is the problem setting. We know there are 8 hours a day in which the usable output was 300 units. It is produced by 3 workers who used 600 pounds of materials. So look, in terms of inputs, we not only have the workers' information, so 3 workers, and each worker working 8 hours a day. And we also have the information about the raw materials, which is 600 pounds. And another thing is the workers have an hourly wage of $20, and the material cost is $1 per pound. Overhead is 1.5 times labor cost. Okay, so one thing you need to notice here, multiple inputs, they may not necessarily measured on the same base. So for instance, workers, their labor is typically, they can be measured in times, but materials, they can be measured in pounds. So how can we unify their measure units? The common method we use is the monetary measure, using dollars to make those two different inputs consistent, okay, consistently measured. Okay, now to answer this question, again, let's first figure out what is the output. So output here is the usable units, which is 300 units according to the problem. Okay, now the tricky part is about the inputs. We have several different inputs, so then and they naturally measured in the different way. So we, for those multiple inputs, the important thing is we must be converted to the monetary measures. Okay, so this is how we're going to do. So what kind of inputs we are having here? So first, labor. All right. So in terms of the labor, how the problem is, the information given us is we know number of workers. Okay. So number of workers is 3. Okay, 3 workers. Then for each worker, what is its working time? Its working hours per worker. It is 8 hours per worker. Okay, now next, since we need to measure everything in dollars, so another information we need is about how to convert the hours to the dollars. So we know the hourly wage, it is $20. It's per worker, per hour, and per worker. Okay, now with all of this information together, then we can figure out the labor, what's the total labor input. Okay, it is equal to 3 workers times 8 hours per worker times $20. So that is $480. So its calculation logic is 3 workers times 8 hours per worker times $20 per hour per worker. Okay, so this is the labor. Labor is only one of the input indicated in the question. The other input is material. Okay, so material. So what do we know about the material? So we know the used amount. It tells us by the question it is 600 pounds. Okay, so it's by its weight. Okay, 600 pounds. Then how we must convert it into the dollars. So another information we must have is this unit cost. So materials unit cost. We also have that information. Actually, it is $1 per pound. All right, then we can come up with the total material input, which is obviously what we used, the using amount times its unit cost. So, okay, sorry. I have 2 double multiplication signs. So it's 600, and it's $600. So its calculation is 600 pounds times $1 per pound. That's the result. And actually, if you pay attention to the second statement in the question, you will find it's mentioned overhead. So this is another input, okay? Overhead. So what is the cost of overhead? All right, we know it is ratio to the labor costs. So what is the labor cost? This ratio is 1.5. And then what is the labor cost, the total labor cost? $480. So then we can actually know what is the total overhead input. So we will calculate as this total labor inputs times with this ratio. Okay, so $720. All right, so this is the logic. So it is $480 of labor times 1.5 ratio. Now, what is the input? Inputs include 3 factors, so we need to sum them together to get the total inputs. So in dollars, okay? So it is equal to labor inputs plus material inputs plus overhead inputs. So it's total $1,800. So our more specific, our calculation is $480 of labor plus $600 of material plus $720 of overhead. Okay. All right. We have output. We have it, which is in 300 units. We have the input from the labor, from the material, from overhead, totaled in dollars is $1,800. Okay, then what is the productivity? Which is equal to output over input. So we know output is 300 units, input $1,800. Okay, yeah, we maybe need increase a little bit of the position after the digits number after the points. Okay, so decimal points. So this is the units of output per dollar input. Okay. And it's calculated by 300 units divided by $1,800. Okay, so this is the example how to calculate the productivity as the multi-factor measures. So the most important thing is you need to convert all those different inputs into the monetary measures.